I know people when they go to new cities, the first thing that they do is they go to what somebody recommended to them online or on TikTok.
Yes.
I don't know a restaurant owner, and I know a lot
You don't
of
have to go to
restaurants.
college for
As
that.
a
You just
matter of
go
fact,
eat and say this is good.
You don't have to go to school for that though.
I could have did that when I was in LA. And you know what? People would have followed it. I didn't have to go to college.
AD, I think you're missing your calling. I think that you should start your own literally a school.
University.
How to do what you do. Like an online university. And you
people
can
are
make a
not
killing.
listening.
But you
They're
said
not hearing
online.
it.
We're talking about people are going to go to brick and mortar.
But you
schools
say
for
we
this.
don't need a certificate. So there you go. If we don't need
Y'all
a
not,
certificate,
y'all not
Who on this
Okay,
panel
so
went to
here's my
school to
thought
be
on
this
this.
panel?
No, maybe not. So here's the thing. It's just like when you were asking, you were saying we don't need influencers. What do we need influencers for? It's just like all the commercials, but think about this. All the commercials, all the movies, all the ads and everything were once upon a time all celebrities, right? A lot of the celebrities, they studied to be actors, but there were some who made it and weren't actors or weren't studying for it. So I think that's the same thing with the social media thing, in that there are people who might be.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to your boy Just On Time Entertainment, where facts meet reality. If it's trending, if it's controversial, if it's just flat out funny, we gonna talk about it on this channel right here. So while you're rocking with me, I respect that. If you're rocking with me, I love that. If you're really truly rocking with me, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you get it every single time that I drop something. Again, we on the ride, baby. This is about to be amazing. So let's get it on time. I mean, let's get it just on time.
Oh,
let's
man. Got us another Anton Daniels video. And this brother here, man, he's a gift that keep on giving. This time they were talking about how colleges push basically social media influencers into the curriculum and trying to develop programs that people can actually graduate and have degrees based off of what they're doing on social media. So content creation, content influencers, and others that spawn off of that. And I thought Anton has a few great points, and he was talking about the development of behind the scenes, basically the jobs that it takes to do these things. Everybody always looks at who's in front of the camera, but they don't know about the editing. They don't know about the camera work, the technology that goes into the editing, technology goes into the camera work, dealing with AI, et cetera, et cetera. And he was talking about the development of industries all the way back to aviation, back to car industries. When they first start, it may look stupid to the naked eye, but it starts somewhere and then it branches off. But the biggest thing is how this turned into basically Anton becoming SLIMMY and having to just sit there and watch his Frankenstein monster do what it does. He couldn't get a word in. These women overtalked him completely. Literally just pulled off how SLIMMY feels, how fat he felt the other day, and he had to just take it. And I don't feel bad because you created this Frankenstein monster, especially that one down at that bottom corner, Miss Molly. But we gonna start, and y'all gonna see how sad and defeated he looked. Like, damn, them dudes might have been right all this time. And now he kind of can see what the problem is. And it wasn't SLIMMY because he wasn't even there. But we're going to get it cracking. I appreciate y'all rocking with me being here, Just On Time Entertainment. But let's get going and let's roll.
That say, listen, we cranking out, you become the Harvard of your industry. You partner with these organizations and you say, we cranking out the best people because we got the best professors and we're willing to give them a bag, because let's make no mistake about it. Professors can make a lot of money depending on, where they go. You partner with these institutions and you say, hey, listen, we cranking out the best people. And if y'all want the best people for y'all organizations, you come to us. And then you guarantee basically people are able to get a job or leapfrog into these organizations once they graduate, and you boom. And you
who's going to teach
it? That do this? It's already
who's gonna teach a student going to be a social media influencer how to be a successful social media influencer outside of somebody who's already successful? You're gonna have some random Joe. I'm sorry. If
do you
I'm going
mean?
to school for an accountant, I would like actual accountants, actual CPAs to teach me this. I don't want some random Joe off the street because
There's
it's a
plenty of people that
trend
can teach.
trying
There's
to
plenty of
tell
people that can
me how to
teach.
be successful at something they're not successful at.
And that's where you go into recruiting. That's where you go to find executive
But
recruiters, to find the people
who?
that you would give the back. It's plenty. I could
There
teach.
are a lot of people that make any like a standard
College professor,
living off
actual
of
college professors.
not
I'm
Listen,
saying
like
this to somebody who's in
millions like
school.
AD, but there
It
are
sounds like
people
I
something that
can't
people should
imagine
go and get
this.
like a certificate
I'm
for.
literally in school right
That's exactly what I
now.
was thinking,
But
Brittany.
And you're
I
not
think,
going to
yeah,
teach me something that you're not successful at and you don't have the results in.
but what
yeah,
makes you
You
think that?
can't. You can't. I'm not
I
going to
don't
spend
think
What
my
you
money
makes
to
y'all?
allow you
What
to do that.
y'all?
college. I
Y'all?
think
Y'all? This is the
It's not
difference.
sustainable. It's a trend like
Y'all are
everything else with the
saying
internet.
y'all.
That's, if you notice right off the bat, you can start seeing Anton like what is she talking? Molly doesn't know. Let me take that back. I don't know what she knows, but I will say this: Molly lacks any awareness outside of herself. It's like, who is it teaching? Who? Shut up. The man is trying to explain how your check is even being written every week. How you're on this internet every day. Talking the same stuff, saying the same things, but yet getting paid from this content creation. You're on a platform with the content creators explaining to you that if we get educated on this, we can even be better. There's always a baseline first. The first person goes out and then it's a baseline, and then we develop off of that one particular person. And in the industry, you think the first person that cooked food back in caveman days, right? They got fired. We got fired. And they just put meat over there and they just burnt it and then they ate. All of a sudden became a chef, having culinary school. So just scrap that. So all these top tier restaurants that I know that your bougie ass like to go to, scrap that. Because you should just eat like the caveman. Me, eat caveman, eat meat. That's it. The hair products that develop inside of your hair, if it's a wig or not, the hair products, that hat that stupid hat you have on your head, all that stuff got developed from people at one point, just from the baseline. And Anton is saying the industry is at the baseline. So let's maybe get it into an education base, and that way we can be even better about it. But your ass is so stupid, you can't see it. I think a real accountant could teach me something. CPA. Shut up. Man. Anton, it's the Frankenstein monster you created. You're going to have to sit in this one.
Are sitting here saying what can't happen instead of saying how can we find the right people to teach. When y'all say what y'all say, the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, well, they would just have to go and recruit the people that are successful, that reached a certain milestone and got the results to say it, and they're gonna have to give them the bag. 100%.
So I feel like this can be
Kai's
taught.
not doing that
Like, I
now,
don't think
though.
going
Kai's,
to a
it's
college
happening.
is pay to
I
get
I think they're trying to bite
everybody-
Kai's style, and they trying to monetize off of something that he's been doing.
Yeah, they're
To be
definitely trying to
quite
monetize.
honest with you,
That's
for a
that's
money
what
grab.
happens.
And I think that people
it's a
can
money
go,
grab.
if you have like regular people, like I was saying, like people go get certificates to be a nail tech, to be, do little stuff like that, eyebrows, eyelashes. I think this makes more sense for something like this if this is what people want to sign up for, because I don't see nothing wrong with people wanting to be an influencer or whatever. But a college teaching this to me is like extreme. I think that having these people take out loans to go to college for this does not make sense to me. I think if you want to be an influencer, maybe go take a class and learn how to do all.
I'm sorry, but look at Quentin. Look at Quentin. Quentin damn near sleep. He go. God damn, Quentin. Wake up, boy. I mean, the ladies are talking. They're so interesting. Wake up, Quentin. You got this. Come on, man.
All those things that you mentioned.
Why do
But
y'all
Just go watch your favorite influencer.
Y'all are dinosaurs. And the reason why y'all are
It's not
dinosaurs,
sustainable.
The reason
We in
why
a
y'all are
microwave
dinosaurs-
society. Everything is a
the
trend.
reason why y'all are dinosaurs is because y'all are so close-minded. Even when I say there's an entire ecosystem around influencers, and you don't even have to per se be an influencer, but there's other different jobs that influencers hire for that are very important in order for them to be able to run an organization. Y'all ignore that. Y'all don't
Take
even
a class and get a certificate for it. You don't have to go to an ASU to get that. I'm not disagreeing with that part. I think if someone wanted to go to school or learn something like that to get a degree in that, I think it's a bit much. I think that they can get a certificate for that, just like people get certificates in a lot of other things. It doesn't always
Adrian Broner gets punched in the head for a living, and he's one of the top social media people. This man gets punched in the head.
Do
He
y'all
did not
know?
go to college to be an influencer or to do social media.
Do y'all? But do y'all know? But do you know how many people are depending
have a
on them?
personality.
Are y'all not hearing me? Do y'all know how many people are behind the scenes that it takes in order to push a Dean and Adrian Broner?
And we're not talking about them.
We are talking about
Dean
them.
and Adrian Broner, who
I'm
get punched
literally
in the head
talking about
for
that.
a living.
Do that though,
But we don't
or
talk
did they
about. We don't know
probably
anybody behind the
videographers,
scenes that's doing
photographers?
any of that.
Did they have to go to college for that is what I'm asking, because I agree with you that there is a whole system behind just being in front of a camera. I get that. But I don't think all those people that are filming and doing all that stuff with Adrian Broner all went to college. They probably learned that. You can learn that
because it is a new
Y'all love college.
industry. It is a brand new. Listen,
There was a
before
time
we
when
had
you didn't
civil
have to go to
engineers,
school for
we had
nursing. All
civil
you had to do
engineers
was
that
join
didn't
the
have a
military.
title of being a civil engineer. Before we had
I've
mechanical
never known
engineers,
that.
before we had mechanical engineers, we had mechanical engineers that didn't have a title. The industry was.
Before Anton continues going, you heard what Mimi said, right? And if you didn't, we'll go back in just like 10 seconds. And she was saying that back in the day, in order to become a nurse, you had to go to the army. Well, Molly down here, I didn't know that. Well, there's a lot of things you don't know, Molly. And Anton is sitting there trying to explain. Look, listen, from time to time, you gotta have civil engineers from time to time, and then before the civil engineers, you had to have these CPAs from time to time. And before they became CPAs, they was like doing a little money laundering back in the day and running numbers from time to time, and then they became CPAs. He's telling the truth. Molly doesn't understand that back in the day, you had a thing called shade tree mechanics, right? Yeah, a lot of people don't even know. People know who they are, but there's still shade tree mechanics. You know that local dude that got the black ass hands, crusty as a motherfucker, all over his shirt, and literally can basically put together an engine with glue and spit. Those are shade tree mechanics. Those guys actually developed and pioneered the mechanic school so that they learn from those guys. Because there are some people that can see things and put things together without measuring, right? It's just in their eye. But then we go, okay, we see you did this with your natural ability. Let's put this to the test and make sure that we put this in the manual so that everybody can follow the same trajectory, right? Same style. So we keep getting the same result. Molly can't see that because all she wants things is to be developed already. In her brain, things need to be developed already, and then she can jump on top. She says she's in school right now for accounting, right? How do you think that school got started? Money didn't just exist, right? At one point, it was just gold. Computers didn't exist to hold how our accounts would be. So how did these people start these industries before it was fully developed? That's where Anton is trying to explain where it's at. It's at the baseline. So let's get on hold of it now. So going forward in the future, we can run that industry. But her dumb ass can't see it. And Anton, you're going to have to stew in this, brother, as we keep going. Let's go.
Was created because there was a need for it. Everything starts at ground zero, and once you discover this is a brand new industry that before there was ever any need for a marketing department with all of the slogans and all of the cereals and all of the shit and all of the cigarettes and all of the shit that they was able to sell to us successfully, there was marketing. It wasn't a structure behind it. The structure is created based off of the new need for it in the industries that are created around it. Nothing starts and it just says, oh, okay, well, we're going to create a school about this. The schools adjust to what the industries are doing. That's how the industry.
They're a business too. They're
why do y'all think that? How do y'all think that these titles come about in the first place?
Because people make them up.
Well, there's certain
and they just put money behind it, and they brainwash people into thinking it makes sense.
Before they started building roads, okay? before they started creating concrete, before they started putting rebar inside of concrete, before you started needing building permits, right?
Anton about to get in his bag. This is the Anton that I mess with, right? He talked about real shit. Forget all that messy shit. But you hear Molly? Hey, just make up a name. And you saw his face? This bitch. That's how dumb she is. Oh shit! For real. That's how dumb she is. And Anton knows that shit. But he knows he gets numbers by her calling people GAY and all that dumb shit. But she's sitting there looking dumb. Like, again, super far from the camera. Way in the back of the goddamn room looking dumb. Oh, shit! Anton, you already lost some money in the last couple days because of that chick right there. But it gets worse. Anton in his bag right now, he going to talk about real shit. You don't even know nothing about development. You know nothing about development. You just like developed. You like to click a button. How's that computer industry connect? The internet. You click a button, right? And everything comes on. Everything is perfect for you. You don't know anything about the electrical services, how you get electricity to your actual house, right? You don't know anything about how the currents from the dams bring that in. You might want to learn that history. Now, you might have read about it, but you don't believe in it because those industries don't mean anything to you because there was baselines. You dumb motherfucker. Oh shit! Oh shit! Let's go, man.
Before you had to go to school in order to work for the city, in order to get a building permit, because then they created the infrastructure around the fact that you had to get a permit because they wanted to standardize and legalize and make sure things were safe and that consumers weren't getting robbed. That's an industry that was created based off of
That's useful, Anton. Being a social media person is not useful.
People said that we
don't
didn't
need no more
cars.
influencers.
When the car was invented, people said we didn't need cars. We just needed faster horses. When you ask people what they wanted, they said they wanted faster horses with more wheels on the carriage that the horses was carrying.
But that was
nobody believed in cars, and then the auto industry created an entire
y'all can keep following trends.
I think it's money grab. I'm just being honest.
I should keep following these trends that live for about 5 to 10 years, and after the first decade,
it's a
we don't talk about
job.
Who talks about the Taylor Swift classes at Harvard?
It's a technical
Who's successful off of the Taylor Swift classes at Harvard? And people,
you know what they said when Steve Jobs created.
You can
the
waste
iPhone?
money on any degree in college.
You know what
that
people
don't mean
said before Steve Jobs created the iPhone? You know what the executives at BlackBerry and Microsoft over in IKEA and all of these people said? This is stupid.
There was only one Steve Jobs. There's like a gazillion influencers.
Before people realized that there was going to be entire industries, ecosystems, that people was going to get rich as a result of it, that you was going to then have to go to school to be a native app developer, all of this, it didn't exist until somebody said, this is what we need to create the infrastructure around. And somebody had the vision to say, people don't know that they need this yet, but they're going to need it. And
so why don't we need influencers? I get that.
We're influencers. We are influencers.
But I don't
think went to college. I'm going to college for accounting. I'm not going to college to be an influencer.
We all use that.
I'm not going to college to be an influencer. I'm just doing.
Then get off the fucking internet. Oh shit! Get off the internet. Hey Anton, you see Anton's face, right? Got the milk dud head out. I know he's thinking this. Man, from time to time, I can't believe that I fucking developed this Frankenstein monster sitting here with that bullshit on top of her head. And I pumped her up all this time. I started off with Mika. And, we went to Corey Holcomb, and that all went down. And I got a whole lot of views from that from time to time. And then I figured once that went down, I'll go ahead and slide over to Molly because she used to go at jazz, so I respect that. And I'm going to give her the bag and tell her that she got so much things she can develop and come into and then take over the internet from time to time. But now, I'm looking at this stupid-ass chick, and I don't know what to do. She says she's in school, but then talk about school is stupid. Then what did that make you dumb? Never mind. All right, we out. This chick right here says some stuff that I think is just idiotic. There's always going to be people that get into school and choose degrees and majors that they don't use, no matter what degree it is. Okay? There are doctors that are not using your degrees. Doctors. And that happens. But we're going to keep going.
Doing it on a whim.
Multi-million-dollar platform.
I don't think
You
being an
never know.
influencer affects most of the world. Cell phones, we all
If I get multi-million dollars, it's not because I went to college for it.
Most people don't
It's 'cause I
even
got the
go and discover
personality. You
new
either got it or
things.
you don't.
They don't discover new places. They don't go to new restaurants. When I know people, when they go to new cities, the first thing that they do is they go to what somebody recommended to them online or on TikTok.
Yes.
I don't know a restaurant owner, and I know a
You
lot
don't
of
have to go to
restaurants.
college for
As
that.
a
You just
matter of
go
fact,
eat and say
as
this
a
is
matter of
good.
You don't have to go to school for that though.
I could have did that when I was in LA. You know what? People would have followed it. I didn't have to go to college.
AD, I think you're missing your calling. I think that you should start your own literally a school.
University.
How to do what you do. Like an online university. And you
People
can
are
make a
not
killing.
listening.
But you
They're
said
not hearing
online.
it.
We're talking about people are going to go to brick and mortar.
But you
schools
say
for
we
this.
don't need a certificate. So there you go. If we don't need a certificate,
Y'all not
let's
hearing
prove
it.
Okay, so here's
need a
Y'all not
certificate.
hearing
Who
it.
on this
okay,
panel
so
went to
here's
Don't need a
Y'all
certificate.
not
Who
Who on
hearing it.
this
okay,
panel
so
went to
here's my
school to
thought
be
on
this
this.
panel?
No, maybe not. So here's the thing. It's just like Brittany, you were saying we don't need influencers, or what do we need influencers for? It's just like all the commercials, think about this, all the commercials, all the movies, all the ads and everything were once upon a time all celebrities, right? A lot of the celebrities, they studied to be actors, but there were some who made it and weren't actors or weren't studying for it. So I think that's the same thing with the social media thing, in that there are people who might need to study for it, but a lot of people are going to make it and not have to study for it. I just don't think that it needs to be a 4-year degree. I'm much more of what Brittany was saying. You can go get a nice little certificate, update it every now and then when new apps come
For
out
what?
or new things come out, and do that.
Technical
For what?
thing,
What do you
right?
need a
Maybe
certificate
something
for?
Because they
easy,
want to do
6
it and they
months.
want to be taught how to do it. I don't mind being taught.
I
I
got
just
press
don't think-
passes for something, and I've never went to school for journalism.
But
Ever.
Molly, but wait, well,
But
Molly.
people teach
Even
Hold on,
Candace
hold on.
Owens said she wasted her time and money
I
going to
learned how
school
to
for
do my own
journalism.
nails.
That's what she does.
Hold
YouTube.
on, hold
I
on,
didn't
hold
go
on.
and learn how to do it.
Wait. Stop.
I learned
just
how to
talk-
do it.
You notice something, right? My boy Anton, hold on. Wait. Hold on. From time to time. Oh, shit. And they just keep on talking. Well, hold on. But they keep on talking. As if the brother's not even speaking. Now, remember, when SLIMMY used to go off about this shit, it was me talking. And they will cut him off. Mainly, Molly and Brittany. Mainly them two. They will cut him off. And Anton thought it was funny. From time to time. From time to time. It ain't funny now. That Frankenstein monster just got joked. Boom. Now it's woke up. Right there. And developed into that. Miss Molly. Right there. Develop into that. You created this shit. And now you can't turn the clock back, brother. Toothpaste is out the tube. And it spilled all over the fucking sink. And this is what it looked like. Mali-Stein. At its finest. Won't let you speak. Over talk you. Continue to keep talking as if like they can't even hear you. Like they got earplugs in the moment that you speak. But they clear can hear themselves when they talk. It's nuts. But you developed this, Anton. It's on you, brother. Let's go.
You can't do it for
But
money.
people are
You
going
can't do
to
it for
nail
money,
tech
and it's
schools.
illegal for you to
Everybody's
do it.
different.
Do what
You
for
can't do
money?
it for money, and it's illegal for you to do it. And if you
Listen,
No.
hold on.
I'm saying, well, I learned how to do it for myself. That's why I said
Hold
some
on.
people
yeah,
want to
so
go to
for
nail tech
yourself, but
school
you
to
didn't
learn
do
how
it
to
for a
do it for other
job.
people.
You didn't
But
do
that's
it
what
for
I'm
a job.
saying. But people
Hold on.
school, they're not going to a university to learn how to do nails.
Look at
They're
Anton.
getting certificates.
Look at Anton.
Yeah,
Look at
it's just a
Anton.
trade.
I'm a university in the
College
eyes
is
of
becoming
the
the new
state.
trades. That's
During
it. It's just
COVID, for people
trade
to
school at
start
this
doing,
point.
We can't hear y'all.
Make it a trade degree.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I said trade. That's what I said. I don't think you need to go to university for that. That's
You
all
don't
I'm
have to
saying.
even get a trade in it.
With
You
all
can't if
the
you want to
things.
waste money.
That's all
Have
I'm
an
saying.
iPhone and a personality and an internet connection. I saw a grown man in a skirt and makeup And he has so many followers on TikTok, and you know what? He did not go to college for that, I'm sure. And he has a baby mama and a daughter. I don't think he went to college for that. Like, people are silly. They're
that
willing to
his
follow
job,
anything.
though?
She always got to add
He
something
didn't
about
get a
gay in
contract
there.
to work for a company because
We're
he is
watching
a
him,
certified-
and people
We
are
are,
watching.
but is he
He
making
has a
money, retirement, all of that based on his degree that he got on?
Who's making money in retirement based on their degree? You just
Not
said most
now.
people go to school and don't even
Not now.
work
Because
in what
this
they went to
doesn't
school for.
exist.
So many people
Need
Y'all
a
not
certificate. Let's
here.
who on this
Okay,
panel
so
went to
here's
school have a degree and they're not doing anything related to their degree
That's true.
at all, and they
very
paid
true.
probably.
But y'all keep
They
in
paid
They
mind,
still
tens of
talking.
thousands of
nursing
dollars.
school was not. You did not have to go to nursing school to be a nurse. You just had to join the army. My grandmother was.
I don't know about that.
She became an RN and she joined the army at 18.
My grandmother had to go to college.
I did not. She had.
And
to
she
take
was in the
classes, but it
military
wasn't
as a nurse.
degree. She was considered a nurse back then. And
My grandmother was a registered nurse.
I'm talking about my grandmother who is a long time gone, and I'm about probably maybe 20 years old. But I'm just saying, if there was a time when you didn't.
But
have to,
nursing and social.
There's no point in explaining it, Mimi. It's hard to explain to a brain that's so underdeveloped. People always say Molly is a bird brain, but I always say I think that's disrespectful because birds know how to fly forward. Because if you put her brain inside of a bird, it would fly backwards. It would be developed backwards. A snake would try to bite itself if it had Molly's brain. Like Fatty said, it's hollow. It's looking like rolling dice in there. I don't know. There's no point. But look at Anton. He tried to get it on his own show. Hold on, let me get in there, and it just kept going, and it doesn't stop. I'm gonna let it keep going. It don't stop.
Social media, that's like apples and oranges. I'm not gonna die because of social media. Like, I need my nurse to have went to school. I don't need the person I'm looking at on the other side of my iPhone that's gone to college for me to watch them. I personally, from a money grabbing perspective, great. Waste your money, waste your dollars, whatever. It's not sustainable in my opinion. And then they're going to be looking like all the other generations who got swindled into going to college and never got nothing. They didn't get any type of return on it. Some of them are waitressing, like they're not doing anything related to their degree and they're in debt. But if we love debt, Tyson can't read and he's one of the top streamers.
One of the ways.
But we're gonna go to college for
go
this.
into.
We're gonna go to college, but one of the top streamers who's doing Streamer University.
Did you see that shit? Even Brittany up here starting to realize it. Like, damn, we really just cut that man off. She really just did that shit. She don't give a fuck. She disrespectful. This nigga is giving them company AMX cards. They get checks every week. They get a check written out of this man's account for this show, which is not his money maker. He makes his money on his Millionaire Morning Show. That's what actually pays the bills for this show. He had to scrap the other show just to continue this one to go. And for her to continue to keep disrespect that shit, cut the man off, can't even let him speak on his own shit, when this is actually something that he knows about. Now, as far as all that relationship shit and all that, black men, black women, all that crap, I don't care nothing about Anton talk about that. But when he get into industries and start talking about that money, that's when he's in his bag. And I don't feel like hearing from this tatted chick down here. This is when Anton needs to be speaking up, but he can't. He created the Frankenstein monster. And it sucks.
He can't read.
Well, he wouldn't get into his own college degree.
It don't matter. He's making he's making way more money than me, and he didn't go to college, and he can't read.
Anton is flabbergasted.
And he has a crazy following that I would never have, and he cannot read.
Good conversation. I don't have no problem with. Listen, I don't have no problem with pushback. I don't.
Y'all can go to college and be dumb.
I don't live in an echo chamber, so I'm cool with people. I'm cool with the debate, right? I'm cool with the conversation. I don't look at this as a bad thing. I like when people give their authentic thoughts. I think it's cool. We gonna disagree. I see it completely different. I'm gonna make my case. The way that I was able to break into the spheres that I was in corporate America was because I was able to market myself on social media. That wasn't a mistake. That was intentional. I was very intentional about that. When I talk to people that are still in corporate America that are running these organizations, they are trying to figure out how to adapt to the new wave of doing things. Every single person that I know, and I am a part of the restaurant industry here as a silent investor, and I'm tapped into every new organization or every new spot that open up here in the city practically. The first thing that they do is say, how do we get this person? How do we call this person? How do we get this person involved? Who do y'all know that got the biggest followings and the biggest platforms in order for us to get the word out that this place is opening? That's the first thing that they say, right? How do we market this more effectively? Because if nobody knows about it, then it doesn't even matter, right? Everything, every single conversation from the Detroit Pistons and who works for their organizations, everybody that I know, from the announcer, right? All of those people have to have some kind of impact and following, right? To the person that is the new people that are being hired that's behind the cameras, right? A lot of them have marketed themselves and they discover those people as a result of their social media platforms. Molly is privileged because Molly exists in a space to where she didn't necessarily have to market herself to get into this space, right?
In other words, I threw your ass an olive branch. You ain't really all that, but I'm pumping you up. Here's the mad scientist cooking.
Molly is not interested in being on Instagram. She's not interested in none of that stuff. So a lot of what she says is difficult in this conversation because she's not able to see outside of herself. She's only thinking about this from the lens of one view, and I'm going to accounting, or I'm going to school for this, or this is what I see, or whatever. But she's not looking at it holistically from an industry perspective. And when an industry is being created, there's a ton of different jobs that have to support it. There's contractors, there's marketers, there's camera people, there's people that control those cameras, there's people that need an expertise and being able to, you know what I'm saying, certain equipment. All of this type of stuff is being created around these industries. It's not a mistake. Nobody is going to just need a certificate. There's always going to be anomalies, right? It's almost like getting an MBA back in the day and stuff like that. It used to be very important. Didn't mean that there weren't entrepreneurs in that didn't have degrees, but it also meant that for certain organizations, for you to qualify to get to certain levels, in order to go work at Chase, you had to have a certain degree and have a certain level of success in that degree in order for you to get hired.
Yeah, so that was a tiny shot. Molly's so one-track minded, she only can see what's in front of her eyes, like a horse with blinders. Only the horse knows the track at that moment. That's it. That's Molly. And it's crazy she don't even know, though, as a horse. The horse doesn't even know how the track was, how did the track even get there? It just knows to run. Anton told Molly to run. Don't know nothing else. That's it. And again, I don't even want to do that to the horse, because if you put Molly's brain inside of a horse, it might skip backwards. We're going to end it right here because they kept going over talking, and I just wanted to give a perspective and tell people that Slimmy was right. End of the day, Slimmy was right. Anton asked, what's the problem after the show the other day when he kicked Fatty off, when Fatty left? What's the problem? Well, you got to tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Am I missing something from time to time? And Quentin and Slimmy was like, yeah, you missing something. Yes, you missing something. But this is a major, major problem. I'm going to get this off the screen real quick and then move this over. This is a major, major, major problem I think we have. You get influencers that have developed these platforms, and they figure out a way to try to make money off of their platforms and keep monetizing, always staying in the algorithm. And I think he figured out a way to get Molly to say incendiary things about men, right? And that was a way for dudes to go crazy. Oh, I can't stand this chick. What the hell? Why you up? So you can see people typing, man, Molly's stupid. I'm not even doing that. What I'm saying is I'm thinking about a platform that has 100,000 followers plus and trying to collab with a guy like Fatty, seeing that somebody is coming up on the way up, and you've been collab with him in the past, and you know that he's ready to go. He's prime. And could be a good thing for you and your channel to boost it forward. And the first day that he gets on there, you got this chick down here that you, as Mr. Mad Scientist, I'm not gonna call you Mary Shelley, but Mr. Mad Scientist created this Frankenstein monster. And you have to stew in that. You have to sit in that. That gotta sit. That you're gonna have to really have a conversation with this chick and tell her, like, yo, you're messing stuff up for us right now. And I don't want to do that in front of people, but I got to do it behind the scenes. You fucking up the bag. You lost some money for me. When you talk about these colleges pushing, I am a influencer. That's how I am able to pay you the money I pay you. That's why you have a company credit card. But you're literally sitting here disrespecting who I am at this point. The person that I am, the businessman that I am, just to continue your bullshit. You just pulled off the shit you pulled on Slimmy and Fatty. You did it to Anton. So you have no respect, even for the dudes that take care of you. That's not a trad wife, Anton. That's a bad wife. But again, this is your boy Just On Time Entertainment. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what you want me to change, and tell me what you want me to keep the same. I love y'all rocking with me. The followers continue to keep boosting up. I think I'm at like 175, 178, whatever it is. And I appreciate y'all. I'm going to keep putting out this content. But I thought this was very interesting, especially on the fallout of all the stuff that happened. I thought this was interesting that Anton had to go through this just a couple days after, always defending Miss Birdbrain herself. So, hey, Mali-Stein, you are something else. You definitely know how to get clicks, I'll tell you that. But I'm out, y'all. I holla. Peace.